Hey guys, just coming at you with the latest episode of the Klingon Bird of Prey and USS Grissom from Polar Lights and 1/1000 scale. We're getting ready to start with some of the painting and detailing, and let me just show you what I've gotten done so far. Okay, as I mentioned in the last video, I covered up the openings that the impulse engine were supposed to clip into, and filled in the gaps in the body back here, so once it's painted it'll be all nice and smooth back there and you won't have that nasty panel line going across it. And with the engine in, should be smooth sailing. Let me give you another look at that little better look. So now if we want to install the impulse engines, they just fit right in there. Let's see if we can get it focused without any hassle whatsoever. Now they will have to be glued in and not snapped in, but definitely is a better fit. So that takes care of one issue. Now the next issue was, as I was assembling this kit, let me get this light correct here, I noticed that as you're assembling the wing, these numbers are wrong in the instructions in comparison compared to the parts on a tree. So you'll have to be aware of that when you're building this model. Also, this piece here, it says just to lay into here. This is supposed to be a snap fit kit, but it doesn't seem to me like there's any way that this piece will actually just snap into here and lay there. I actually had to glue mine in so that it would stay in place, as you can see here. And then you have to be careful when you glue it, because you don't want the glue coming out and damaging the fins here. I use the Tamiya thin cement, and it melts the plastic a little bit, so I actually had to engrave. I don't know if we can focus in that finally on that. I had to re-engrave the lines in because it had melted them just a little bit. Easy fix, but you might want to be aware of that if you're going to use the Tamiya thin cement. Plastic appears to be very soft on this kit, and just something you might want to keep in mind. Okay, now for the next issue with this kit, the wing and the cannons. As per the instruction, they just want you to lay the cannon into the wing here, and it's like a friction fit in here. There's no way that's going to stay on without being glued in, because even though it'll hold, the minute you tap this thing, the cannons will just fall off. So you're going to have to glue that right in there just to make sure that your guns don't fall off the Klingon Bird of Prey, because that would just be embarrassing. Okay. Those are the assembly issues that I've run into so far with this model, which is nothing major, nothing that takes away from the fun of building it. Now we're going to look at, I'm trying to decide on a color for this model. Let's see if we can focus in on that. Now, initially I was very happy with the olive drab, but now I'm thinking that it may be just a little too dark. Let's see if we can get that to focus in there. So what I did was, as a test, I painted the 2 extra pieces for the wing in its cruising mode, which I won't be using on this kit, just to see how the color would look on it. And I like the color, but it just seems a little dark. After weathering it, now mind you, this one here was painted with Tester's olive drab out of the can. This was airbrushed with Tamiya olive drab out of the can. and then they were highlighted with different amounts of greens, just to bring out some shadows and whatnot. This one I haven't done any weathering on yet. Now this one they're both done over black, and as you can see, the green itself is, we look here, it's quite a bit different. The olive drab from, you can see here at best. This is the can. This is the Tamiya out of the airbrush. The one out of the can is a little bit lighter than that, a little more green than that one. But I'm thinking that it might still be a little too dark. This one here has also been weathered, as I was practicing my weathering on this, just to see if I could, let's see, here you go, here we go. I was practicing my weathering on here. This is a combination of Tamiya weathering powders, Tamiya panel line paint, and I really like the way this did come out, as the metallic weathering powders really highlight the details. The panel line paint adds the shadows, and it does look, I think, really good. These are the weathering paints that I used, the metallic colors, and soot rust. I didn't use snow because there's not much snow in space. But as you can see, the difference between the weathered and non-weathered pieces. As I said, I really like the way the weathering came out. My only issue right now is that this green is just a little bit too dark, as I'd like the green to stand out a little bit more from the metallic colors, and a lot of weathering to show a little bit more. And this green I'm happier with, but I think it may still be just a little dark for the Klingon bird of prey. As if you look at the box, that's a little too green for me. So I'm looking for a happy medium somewhere in between that. And that way I can get back to more weathering, because weathering is fun. I really enjoy adding the metallic hues. You can see a little bit of rust in there. And really ages it. So, still going to keep practicing till I find the color that makes me happy. But I'm really leaning toward this one. Alright, you guys tell me what you think as far as which one looks better, or if they're both too dark. I'm really curious as to how you guys will see it. But as it is, I am very happy with the results. Alright, that's it for now. I will see you guys on the next one. And remember, like and subscribe if you want to follow along with this build. When the weathering starts, that's when it starts to get really fun. And when I finally decide on the proper color, we'll go through the weathering step by step so you guys can see exactly how I did this. And it'll be fun. So if you want, give me a thumbs up. Tell your friends to subscribe. You don't want to miss an episode. Alright, I'll see you on the next one.